Welcome back, guys, to episode 11 of the scrubbedin.podcast. This episode's about our electives. So the electives is essentially a work placement abroad. Okay, now I think we'll talk about everything else but the actual work placement. What do you think?
Yeah,
because that's the more fun bit, isn't it? Yeah. So let's go straight into day one. Okay, so we planned to go on a medical elective starting off in Malaysia. What do we do?
So basically, normally people plan it with their clinical placements and then they take a few weeks extra to travel and they plan it really well and they're super organized. We thought we're going to do this where the wind takes us. So we did this one-way ticket to Malaysia. So we rock up all happy with a fat suitcase, Heathrow Airport, and all you see, and because we flew out I think January, February, so it's quiet season, so we all took one cubicle or whatever, you know, them little desks.
One desk each.
All four of us went, because it was me, Amz, and two other mates. All four of us went, and basically the check-in lady goes, "Wagwan, like you go to Malaysia, yeah, you only have this one ticket. You need to fly out Malaysia, yeah. So for people that fly to Malaysia, you can't go to Malaysia with a one-way ticket. You have to get a ticket out.
No, it's anywhere, because it means that you're
stuck in the
you're either running away from this country, or B, it means you're going to a country to stay there possibly
forever.
Illegally. Like, what visa?
So
do
we
you
didn't
have?
even know that. We're actually bare silly. Bear in mind, we didn't even know we were going to go after Malaysia. So we did this crazy thing. So we're like, Malaysia. And the lady's like, yo, we can't let you go in the country. Your visa's only valid for 90 days, but that doesn't matter. You need a ticket to fly out. So we all looked at each other, huddled together, and we're like, all right. So we knew a few countries we were going to go to. So randomly, we picked out a random date. Malaysia.
We literally said...
Okay,
what country did we say? So what happened was, we also had, I think, half an hour till, till the gates closed.
Yeah.
One of our mates, so he had a placement in America, so he was going to leave us anyway. So they let him, and then he was like, I'm ready to go on to the plane.
His way out. Okay, you're right.
So us three were stuck there. Our internet's not working, so we had Abdi's internet. And then he was on...
because we had to book a ticket right there.
They were like, you need to buy a ticket. And at the desk, they were like £400. So we were like, nah, forget that. We got plan B. So we huddled up, got the mobile app out, went to AirAsia.
Yeah.
And we literally just went...
Random day.
Plane ticket, random day,
and
we sort by price. It was to Singapore that we missed.
Fine, we'll talk about that.
And it was like £25 each.
Yeah.
So that was the beginning
of the journey.
So
we did this last minute ticket to Singapore on a day we didn't even plan to fly. It was stress at the time. We're laughing now, but at the time it was stress because we were going to miss the whole elective. Okay, fine. So Malaysia was the first elective. We flew out to Malaysia. And we set up base in Kuala Lumpur, which is the capital city of Malaysia. What did you think of Malaysia?
Malaysia's beautiful, man.
You went again after, isn't it?
I went again as part of my second half of my honeymoon. So Malaysia, man, beautiful people, beautiful country, beautiful, like amazing food. There's nothing wrong with Malaysia, and you know what? The British pound is so strong against the Malaysian
we were having breakfast
currency.
for 4 hours for like £2, and the food is amazing. The food is genuinely very, very good. I think out of the whole of Southeast Asia, I would say Malaysia had the best food.
It definitely did.
Far. And it's like Indo-Chinese. You get a bit of Thai. It was just very, very good. And where we were staying,
they got their own cuisine, you know.
Malay food as well, and they eat on like banana leaves and stuff like that. It's very good. It's actually, I enjoyed it a lot. And there was that little restaurant,
Pelita
around the corner.
It's the place.
Because you know the funny thing is, whenever you go to any country abroad, you're always disorientated and you're trying to figure it out. Tips straight off the bat: in Southeast Asian countries, there's a Uber style app called Grab, which is very good. Avoid fast foods, McDonald's, stuff like that. Go to traditional places. The food is much better, a lot cheaper. The people there are super nice. So
you don't go abroad. Come on, you have to they just have the same food that you have.
So the food in Malaysia was really good, and we stayed in a really fancy place. Had like a massive infinity pool, and we were
overlooking at the Petronas Towers.
Petronas Tower is a waste of money, by the way. We went up and did that.
That's my opinion, right?
It's my opinion as well.
On any skyscraper or whatever, whether it's the Shard, whether it's the London Eye, whether it's the Eiffel Tower, you go up and all you see it's the same.
I went up to the Shard. The Shard was quite impressive because it's in London and it's like familiar territory, but it's one of those things.
But it's the same.
Yeah, it is the same, but it's one of those things. Yeah, it's like you need to do it like a bucket list thing. Do it once and then do it. I wouldn't go again.
That's the only reason people do it.
But in these countries, like in London, I'll be honest, there isn't much things you can do stuff like that. Whereas in Malaysia, when you're there as a foreigner, there are so many other things you can do in separate.
That's true.
But it's because you're there for a fair bit. Because our clinical placement was in Malaysia, we stayed there for a bit longer than the rest. But Petronas House was a waste of time.
But it's a bucket list thing. We did it just to tick it off. Yeah.
A few things. So what did we do in Malaysia? So Malaysia, there are loads of stories you can say. Some of them, I don't think the other guys will give us permission to do it. So we'll think about the ones
we don't
that
have permission for everything.
The one thing I wanted to say before I forget is Malaysia has one of the world's biggest open bird park. Yeah, we can't even swear. I'm like scared of birds, like really traumatized. As a young kid, I had like a really bad traumatic experience where I was lost or left in an open zoo, and basically I went to the zoo.
Why were you left in a?
So you know Chessington.
How old were you?
7 or 8. So
and
you know Chessington? No, it wasn't my mum.
Pigeons.
It was my auntie and my uncle. So basically, you know them open zoos, like some safaris. You go there. So me being the smart ass kid I was, you start wandering by yourself. And then I lost them, so they went somewhere else.
Okay.
And then you panic. So you're cool, but you know when you're looking for your parents or your guardians. Yeah. But then I couldn't find them and I was panicking. I was just running around and you're scared. And every corner I turned was like a goat coming one way, a bird flying this way. And it was so traumatic because I lost them.
Sounds like Jumanji.
Literally Jumanji. So I was... And I don't like birds, in it, I'll be honest. So...
I'm gonna... put in a whole video clip of Abdul running, being chased by a peacock. I think
Abdul,
So it was a peacock.
There's like birds everywhere, and I hated it. It was like an hour, and I paid a lot of money for that. And it's for people that love birds, that love nature, is amazing. And the things with these countries are there are very few places in the world where you can go and do this. Yeah. If you're interested in birds, you can touch them. They're everywhere. And I was traumatized. It was like hell on earth.
We purely did it because of that reason.
Yeah, I wanted. They dragged me into it. I couldn't say
interest in birds.
Peer pressure is real, guys. It doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter how smart you are. Don't matter if you're old. Whatever, peer pressure exists in every part of society.
You came in at your own risk. You knew what was happening.
But you know, at the time I got pressure.
But I think we went in. The thing is, people go into a bird park and they probably spend 2 hours going through, really appreciating. We literally ran in, got chased by a peacock, and ran out the other side.
Anyways, jokes. But Malaysia, that was good. So the bird park was good. What else did we do? So we were in Kuala Lumpur.
We ate there. We worked there. We went to the bird park. And
then we went to the typical sightseeing places. So Batu Caves, if you've seen it, really amazing. I think it's like a Buddhist temple. There's some monkeys on top, but it's just got this really impressive flight of stairs.
And on a hot day.
And I remember Abdi was wearing Yeezys as well.
Yeah.
And it was proper like murky and muddy. And one guy just looked at Abdi going up with his Yeezys, and the man just literally did this. Like, raw, man. But yeah. Abdi, I love you, bro. So we did Batu Caves, and then we went to Penang. So Penang is basically the food heaven of Southeast Asia. The food there was amazing. It's just these little cafes, these little shops, basically, street food.
And we went to the Upside Down Museum.
That
was
fun.
Cool.
I never did that.
I've
got the pictures.
We'll put them all up as well.
For these podcasts, whatever, we can put the little snippets. Or even on the Instagram page we'll do it, Electives, so you can have a look at it. It's on our personal page, so have a look if you want. So the Upside Down Museum was good. What else was there? It was like lots of sightseeing stuff, and I think Malaysia is good for food and chilling. And
that's what it was. So I think you work so hard throughout med school that
because the advantage we had is you've done your finals, you've done your SJTs, you've passed. So I think in the beginning of our electives, we weren't really ham. So we got all our signs off. We got our elective portfolio signed off. But it meant that we could enjoy it properly and we could take an extended break because you've done all the main things. So that was something I'd highly recommend.
Definitely. I think, so after Penang, after eating, after essentially just chilling out, we headed off to, what do you call it? Langkawi.
Oh, did we go I forgot about
Langkawi was the Mafia nearly killed us. That's where it is.
Okay, so Langkawi is a little island off Malaysia, or within Malaysia. It's a little place.
It's a little island.
It's like this big.
Yeah, off of Malaysia. By the Langkawi is amazing, and So the first thing we did when we landed there was, because the roads there, it's like the roads from, what do you call it, Fast and Furious.
I just remember the mad story.
Yeah.
Alright, say it.
Okay, anyway, so the first thing we did there, by the way, I'm a car fanatic. I love my cars, right? So we landed, and the first thing we did was hire a car, right? I put all the cards down, everything, signed all the paperwork.
We got the best car there.
We got the best. So what we had was a Honda Civic Type R Sports Edition. It was absolutely rapid. And you have to remember, these roads are like Tokyo Drift roads, so they curvy.
And you can go basically around the whole island in the car.
So I remember we hired the car, we signed the papers. Yeah. We jumped in, and the first thing we did was the guy called me within 5 minutes to say, "Why are you speeding?"
Yeah, it was scary. I don't know how he clocked us there.
You're like, how did he?
It's because we were going to the petrol station.
And uniquely, there was no tracker. Yeah. There was no tracker.
These ones, there's no camera. There's no tracker. The roads are empty, so naturally you're just speeding, zinging it. And we knew first thing you do is get a full tank of petrol. So Amz was driving because no one else is that keen on driving. So literally, we're killing it down the road to the petrol station. And he had like a special type of number plate, so everyone knew this car. And to be fair, only foreigners when they came used to hire the car because it is a bit fairly expensive for their rates.
Yeah.
And I remember he must have been following us, and he basically just called us saying, "Yo, slow down. This ain't Tokyo Drift. Be careful."
I remember saying,
"My car is famous." He said this, "My car is famous in the whole of Langkawi."
Well, he said that later. So what happened was, I said over the phone, "What do you mean I'm racing?"
Yeah.
Like, because I knew he didn't have a tracker. So I was like, "I'm not racing. You're lying. You don't know. Anyways, don't worry. I got this." Yeah. And I put the phone down.
Yeah, fine.
And it's only later.
So we've never met the guy, by the way. So you get through like an agency, but we don't know who the actual owner of the car is. So we just get his calls.
Yeah. So, anyways, throughout, so a couple of days later, with the same car. So we'll stick on the theme of the car. So the petrol tank was running low, right? And on TripAdvisor, Abdul read a comment, right, where it said that people in Malaysia, they rig the petrol tank meter, and when it's right at the base of it, there's really lots of petrol, so don't bother filling up. And I remember...
I read that genuinely. It basically said, on a petrol tank, they tweak it, so when it's an empty tank, it's not really an empty tank. You have a good few miles on it. It's just to make you spend more money. Yeah.
So I'm driving. These guys want to go to different places. I'm happy to drive. Yeah. And we reached this one point where the petrol's now right at the base, and I'm like, "Yo, Abdul, are you sure I shouldn't be?" And he, with the most confident face, just went,
"I said, keep going.
Just keep driving, man. Why do you talk so much? Let's just go and eat."
It's like midnight. I don't know where we were.
It was like 2 a.m. and you were like, "Just keep trying. Why are you asking so many questions? Just trust me on this." I'm driving now, and I'm going at like 100 miles an hour down one of the long straights. And suddenly the car, all the power just goes off.
It's slowing down.
And it's pitch black. And now the headlights have turned off, so the cars can't see me. And I'm now traveling. And so eventually I pull it over to the side, and I just look at him like...
No, in the beginning we didn't clock.
No, yeah. I was like, what's going on? What's going on?
Going in the car.
You knew what it was. You stayed quiet.
I knew. I know about cars. Like since as soon as I got past, I had even in the end. I'm not going to talk about what we did, but we had, I had experience.
You grew up around cars,
you grew up around so many cars, so I wasn't really fast. So basically, Amz is driving. He loved the car. It was a good car to drive. So we're on this long strip, and it's pitch black. And in Langkawi, it's like everything's congregated in certain places, and then you travel a fair bit to another place. There's nothing in between, literally nothing. So we're going down this road, pitch black, and the car's slowing down, and as soon as it started slowing down and the lights are dimming, I knew I messed up. I knew the petrol was going. I've been in these situations before, but obviously I kept my mouth shut, and the two guys in the back are chilling. No one really knows, and then all of a sudden it just slows down, and then I said, "I'm just put up in it just to make sure." So he pulls up on the hard shoulder. There isn't a hard shoulder there, but you know what I mean. And then I was like, just turn the engine off and start again. I knew. So the engine doesn't turn on. The engine doesn't turn on anymore. Nothing works in the car, And then I'm looking at the petrol tank and I'm like, we've flopped. Except the issue is, you're in a foreign country. There's no battery in no one's phone. So we're like, crap, how on earth do we get petrol in this tank? First, we don't know. I knew it was petrol, but at the same time, it's not petrol. So But the lights were on.
No.
So we left the lights on.
What happened was, so I think, did you go to get petrol? So I was like, Abdul, get on your bike.
So basically, what we did is, so we left the lights on. So we're like, keep the engine
the hazard
running.
lights on, because otherwise someone would hit us.
Yes, so we get the hazard lights
See,
on.
he doesn't even know basic safety rules.
Yeah, so the hazard lights are on. So it took us a good 10-15 minutes to figure out what to do. So luckily, we're like, you know what? We'll get a taxi to the petrol station, bring the taxi in them little bottles.
By the way, he didn't bring green can. He brought like an Evian bottle.
We bought Evian bottle. We cut a thingy and then we poured it into the petrol tank. Yeah. Guess what happened? We filled the tank up, but because we left the hazard lights on, we drained the battery. So do you remember?
Yeah. And so
we had to call the guy. So we had to call the owner. But luckily, we said in such a way, like, when it comes to situations, I love talking. So we said, basically, your car is messed up. How dare you give us a car? The battery is flat. We didn't tell him about the debacle.
We called up and saying, you complain about speeding. The car's absolutely crap. Look, we've broken down. We're not safe. Come and help us.
Yeah. So basically, he was like, so he sent someone. So a little guy came on a moped, charged up the car, and then we went back to the hotel. Fine. So the next few days, we did amazing things. We were like island hopping. We did eagle feeding. We went to this cool
we did seabed walking.
No, that was in a different country, bro.
Oh yeah.
But we'll come to that. Yeah. So, but Amz just he rinsed the car. He was just drifting. He was doing crazy stuff with the car. Yeah.
I'm telling you.
And the guy is basically, and he had my number in it. Yeah. These lot gave my number, so he's always voice noting me, calling me, and as you do, I'm like, don't worry about it, we got it, and just being harsh to the phone and cutting off, and don't worry about it, okay. At one point, he's like, listen, you're unsafe.
So hold on, you missed an important bit. So basically, if you know how in school you always have that one guy who's willing to fight as long as you sort of hype him up.
Yeah.
So from the background, I was like, yo, Abdul, tell him to shut up. Tell him, he can't take the car.
So obviously, I was telling you, I was just controlling. I was like, no, this is our car. You're not taking it. And he'd be like, I want the car back. I'm like, no, you ain't getting the car. You ain't gonna get the car. And he's calling me, and I'm like,
and by the way, Abdul judged him based on the tone of his voice.
Yeah, he had a really soft tone.
He had a really soft, high-pitched tone. So Abdul thought,
I'll take him.
This is just the guy that, look, I can beef.
When it comes to it, worst comes to worst, if anything pops off, I'll take him, innit? So that's my mentality, yeah. So plus I had these lot. So we got to a point, long story short, we did all that stuff, and then at one point he's like, yo, I'm coming to take the car, I'm coming to your hotel, make sure it's there by 6 p.m. And even then I was like, nah, don't come. If you come, you ain't gonna find the car, we're gonna hold on to the car, whatever.
Yeah, we're not.
And he's just getting aggressive, yeah. So then lo and behold, he calls me and he's like, yo, there's 2 guys downstairs to give the car. So I'm like, yeah, cool, let me go deal with this. And he was in the shower, so I was like, let me wait for him to finish the shower.
No, because we were also going gym, so we were relatively big as well. So we both just had the, what do you call it?
The guys, also the guys on t-shirts.
Yeah. We went down in tank tops thinking, we got this, it's going to be a small, wimpy guy. Yeah. We're going to tell him, duck, you're not getting the keys.
So we thought we were going to go deal with it. No, but when we went downstairs, it was these 2 guys. And in Southeast Asia, generally Southeast, the average height is quite small. So naturally, we were like the biggest guys then. I was a lot.
Yeah.
One, obviously.
Abdul was bench.
Yeah.
Then.
So, and I thought, we'll take it. So these 2 guys on the ped, and I literally went upstairs. I said, you lot, move in it. You lot,
they're like 5'6", 5'6".
So I said, keep it moving.
So like,
dark in it. Go. You're not gonna get the car back. We'll give it to you when we're ready in it. So then they must have called the boss.
No, he goes into a corner. He goes into the corner, and we're just like, what's he doing? Why is he on the phone?
So we thought he was the owner. He wasn't the owner. He was the worker.
Yeah, he actually worked for the guy.
So then, you see a good 10 minutes later, this.
No, he goes, don't worry, my boss is coming.
Yeah, my boss is coming. So we're like, cool, we'll deal with the boss.
Yeah, we'll deal with the boss. That's the man on the phone. We'll deal with him.
So 10 minutes later, this blacked out Cadillac or Escalade or whatever you call these cars.
Big
these
car.
are cars are very expensive in that part of the world. So he came in this blacked out car with like bare motorbikes around him, and the door opened and out came this 6-foot giant.
He was probably 6'5".
No, I'm saying 6 foot plus, 100%.
He was
twice the size of us here. He was a monster.
He was like 4 times the size.
So he was like something to deal with, especially in that part of the country. When you're big, you're big. He jumped out of the car and he was aggressive, but he had this like really soft voice. So, but that time the voice went, he was aggressive, and he came and he's like, "Where's the car? I'm taking the car with me." But obviously, me, I'm such an idiot. I'm like, no, we're not gonna. We had to play good cop, bad cop, yeah. So Amz is trying to calm him down.
That wasn't a planned good cop, bad cop. Because look, what happened was Abdul was obviously hyped now, and he's given too much hype to back down now. He has to. He has to now.
I was too deep in.
Yeah, he has to now back all of that lip that he gave, right, with some muscle now.
Yeah.
So he was there like, "What do you mean? I'm not giving the car. We wasn't speeding." And I've now.
No, but then he said he's taking the car and he's gonna keep the money that was due for the last 2-3 days, innit?
Yeah, yeah.
And that. I'm getting angry. And that annoyed me.
Yeah.
And plus the other 2 guys that were with us on Elective, they came down as well, yeah. So I'm not gonna give you the car.
But then they voted way before.
I'll tell you what happened with them, yeah. So they kind of took a step back. Obviously, respect to them. No one wants to get into trouble, especially in a foreign country.
Yeah, don't get into trouble.
Never get into trouble in a foreign country. It's never worth it. So I'm there, and Amz was like, "Look, we're sorry. We're not gonna do it again." What were you saying? You said in a nice, very controlled way.
So what happened was, I was like mission abort.
Yeah.
Have you forgotten what really happened?
Yeah.
Sid? Hold on. So what happened was, he wasn't handing over the keys, and I'm like, why don't you listen, man? Do you not know what this means? And this is Abdul, by the way. He's looking up at the guy like, "Are you mad? I'm not giving you the keys. Are you mad?" And then the guy goes, "What? Okay. Come to the police station." And you have to remember, in these countries where Mafia and people like that operate, they know the police.
Yeah.
They're friends with the police. In my head, I'm thinking, we're going to get beaten up in the police station. And he's not aborting. He said, "Come, let's go get into the car." And he's gone to the car and sat down. I've got the keys, by the way.
So he said, this is what I thought in my head. He said, "Come, we go to the police station. We'll sort it out." So I thought, safe, I don't care. So I'm rocking up, me and this Mafia, Guess what? I look behind. I see no one.
I've not moved.
No one's back.
I'm not gonna go to.
No one backed it for me, bro.
I'm not ready.
Neither him, no one else. So in my head, thinking, I'm gonna go to the police station. We'll sort it out. I got 3 of my boys with me. I'm looking back. I see no one. I'm like about to go in the car.
Just
and then I was like,
goes by.
Yeah. Then I'm like, all right, change of plans because it's not gonna work. And I knew how it works in these countries, isn't it?
So that's where me and Abdul, we do the whole bad boy style, like the movie Will Smith and Martin Lawrence. So he'll play the bad cop, I'll play the good cop. So then I come in between him and the.
So now he was basically at this point we knew he was taking the car, but now he's basically getting back the £200
money. So
which he wanted to keep, which was unfair.
So he wanted some money back. So I come in between and say, Abdul, calm down. Allow him. Don't hurt him. Yeah. So I split Abdul away, and I just got him, brother, listen, mistake. You know when you're under pressure in a foreign country, just use keywords. Don't speak in full sentence because they won't understand. Brother, mistake, me, innocent, please, money back.
200 pounds is a lot, and by the time we were running out of money very quickly because we were booking flight tickets at the day, missing the flights, and because we booked it so late, we had to get the premium seats.
So basically, we still had that one-way ticket. We were booking flights the day before flying out, and we also planned to go to
a few more places. So we needed a car, basically.
Loads of other places, and we needed a car. So eventually, he gave me back the £200, and I sort of gave him the keys, and I said, "There is also a full tank of petrol. Please enjoy the car as well. Goodbye."
I was so annoyed,
and we moved away.
Proper annoyed, because maybe we deserved it. Maybe we were driving it and he didn't like it. But when he rocked up, so the story in this basically don't ever underestimate anyone. Never, just because you're speaking to someone on the phone, and you think, oh, do you know what, I'll have this guy. No. And especially in these countries, it's run by the Mafia. So it don't matter who you are. And if you're like me, just out there, just hyping too much, you're gonna catch a case or you're gonna get banged up. And I was there. Plus, these lot didn't even back it, so I was gonna go to a Malaysia police station to beef this guy.
I wasn't gonna.
And he rolled up. And the funny thing was, for me in these situations, I just block out in it. He rocks up and he had like 20 guys on motorbikes, and I was oblivious to it all. Luckily, we went back to the hotel, and then Amz managed to secure another car within a few hours, and then we were. And the car we bought was basically a Ferrari. And then the car we had was a Nissan Micra. There's nothing wrong with having a Nissan Micra.
If you're driving this one, it's okay.
But we went from a Ferrari to a Nissan Micra, and we were like squeezed up together.
Big guys,
and we were all quite hench at the time. So we had that, and then so we sorted Malaysia. Malaysia is a beautiful country. I want to go again. So then we got bored of Malaysia, and then we're like, so bear in mind, the first ticket we had to go Singapore from Malaysia, we cancelled that. We just bought a ticket for the sake of it. And they were like, we've kind of done our bit, we've done our clinical placement, we've got signed off, we've done what we need to do, let's catch a flight to Singapore. So as usual, we didn't know we were going to go to Singapore, so we had to book this hotel.
No, so oh my god, we booked the flight the day before. We flew out and we got Abdi to book the hotel, right? And these guys and myself, we didn't even realize. So we go up to a dingy little road, and it's a 1-bedroom place, right? 2 beds.
It was 3 guests. So the other guy he went, he had his clinical placement in John Hopkins.
Yeah.
So he did the rest of his medical elective. So what people do with medical electives, they do half in one country, or they do half in the UK and half like that. So he did half and half. So he did his half, so he flew off. So we went to Singapore, and then we ended up in this place which smelled like vomit, disinfectant. And it was all of us grown guys in this little room the size.
And it just smelled.
It was disgusting.
And it was always suspicious from the minute I entered the front doors of that whole. I'm not going to even use the word hotel, that place.
Yeah.
I knew something was fishy, right? Just by looking around the place. Lo and behold, looking back, we found out that we were staying in the heart of the red light district of Singapore.
It was mad. And we see like lots of funny things outside, which we're not going to go into, but we thought it's normal. Bear in mind, the only reason we end up saying that it was the only place available one night before, and Singapore as a country is beautiful. It's very, very expensive. I remember we were looking for food. We're Muslims, so we have to have halal food, and there was this Arab place. We paid £18
for a kebab.
Literally £18
for a kebab.
And in Singapore, it's a very small country. It's beautiful, and everything's all in one region. We did like a river cruise. We went and saw the Marina Bay Hotel. We did a night safari. Singapore is amazing. It's somewhere. It's hustle bustle. You see people running at 4 o'clock in the morning. It's very similar to London. It's the financial hub in Southeast Asia, so fair enough. I wouldn't say, some people probably go for the nightlife and to chill and to enjoy it, but we were only there for 3 days, which was more than enough.
Way more than enough.
I didn't really enjoy it that much. It was nice to see. It's a bucket list thing. We went there, saw it, we did what we needed to do, and then we just caught another plane, which we didn't plan.
Straight back out.
Straight to Bali, innit?
Yep, went straight to Bali.
Bali was sick. We ended up getting our own villa, but the good thing in Bali was we had another group of friends who were doing their electives. So they did it in, I don't know where they did their electives, but they joined us out in Bali.
I think they were also in Malaysia. No, they went to India. Those guys went to India.
So they did their electives in India, Goa and stuff, and then they joined us in Bali. So at that time it was 2 groups joining together. So they had their villa, we had their villa, and Bali was just kind of, you have to remember the goal of the elective as well was, because we've been grinding for so long, and it was in Malaysia in the hotel we found it out we passed. So now you're relaxed and you want to make the most of it. And like I'm said in the previous episode, for medics, if you get your curriculum in this way, enjoy it, because your free time goes with the click of a finger. So relax, feel free. So Bali, beautiful city, or beautiful country rather. We had a little villa with a swimming pool, so we enjoyed that. Lots of dinners. We went and saw paddy fields. We got lost in a paddy field, ended up on someone's farm in some weird way. So Bali's like beaches and all that stuff. It's a really chill back holiday. It was just because we met the other group, so we're just chilling, catching up on our electives, talking about the amazing things we saw, the clinical placements we did.
Again, good food as well. Good food in Bali.
Bali was really good.
What else?
What did you like the most in Bali?
Bali. What else did we do? The food was good. I wouldn't say it was better than Malaysia though.
I'd say out of all the trips we did, Malaysia was good.
Bali was nice. It was chilled out. Good. We had a nice villa. The pool was nice to just chill in.
We did the sea walk in there. Do you remember?
That's what it is. Yeah. So I've done diving, which I thoroughly enjoyed and enjoy. Right. So in Bali, what we did was we did seabed walking. So essentially, they put a big helmet over your head. You're in just lycra gear, and then pump oxygen through it, and you go right to the bottom.
Yeah, you saw the seabed.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Walking,
there's like this massive ladder of a boat. So you go really far out to the sea, and then there's this inflatable raft, like it's like an oil rig, man. You know where they pump oil out.
Exactly.
So one of those type of setups, and there's a really long ladder that goes towards. Obviously, it's not that crazy. To the bottom of the sea. You put on this helmet so you can breathe normally. Obviously, everything else is soaking, and then they put railings and stuff, and you can literally walk on the floor of the sea, and you get to feed the fish, and like you throw in food around, and you get immersed in this swarm of thingy. And then obviously knowing us, we're throwing food everywhere in everyone's faces, and I'm scared of fish, like birds.
Food. One guy, Wahidi, that guy, man. He threw bread or something like that into my helmet. So I had fish coming into me, and I'm just like,
it's not bread. It's like, see, like
whatever it is. It's fish
jokes
into my helmet.
But it was actually sick. Like, I've never done it before. And bear in mind, there's only 2 places in the world that do it. So Bali, and there was another country I can't remember, which do seabed walking.
Yeah.
Where you get to walk on the bed of the sea. It's amazing.
It's absolutely amazing.
I enjoyed it. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I recommend people, if you're out in Bali, do it. And it's part of this fancy hotel as well, so which is really good. We didn't stay at the fancy hotel, we stayed somewhere else, but it was really good. So that was Bali. So we did Malaysia, we did Singapore, we flew out to Bali. And then we got bored. And then I would say this, because this was the best part of the elective personally for me. Yeah. So we knew we would want to finish off in Thailand. So Thailand, as you know, anything goes in Thailand. Thailand is an amazing place.
Yeah.
So we all flew out to Thailand, but this time it was us, the second group of elective, and I had a couple of my close mates fly out to Thailand, because it was an opportunity, and I knew once we start working it would be very difficult to go out and have like a really good holiday, and I wanted to go on holiday with my mates, and we were out there anyway. So Akil went out. Afzal Hussain, he may have seen on YouTube, who's a career consultant, ex-government banker, he came, and a few other friends. And Thailand, we were in Thailand for a good 2 weeks. Thailand was crazy. Loads of stories. We'll say that the most funniest ones I wanted to kind of mention. So Thailand, where did we go?
We started off in Bangkok.
Yeah.
Started Bangkok. Did we do much there?
So Bangkok was fine. We did like the night market, which was nice. Some good few places to eat. But Bangkok is a really busy city. Bro, remember the Thai fight? The Muay Thai fight?
Oh,
that was sick.
We went to a Muay Thai fight, which was awesome.
Which was really good. It's super expensive there, but Muay Thai is amazing. And it's like, when you see it live, it's really good. Like, I enjoyed that. It's like watching a football match in a stadium. For them, it's like a really important thing. And tickets we went to one of the best stadiums there, so it was about £50. And it's all in tuk-tuk. So imagine we had like a good 10, 14, 15. So 14 of us in tuk-tuks, and we're doing crazy stuff, watching this fight. So we went Bangkok, and then we went to Phuket. So Phuket was sick. The best thing about Phuket was basically you go there and you get mopeds, right? And so let me tell you, so basically we went to Phuket. First thing we did,
and none of them have ever driven.
I've driven mopeds.
Have you driven a moped?
Yeah, I've always driven mopeds. Not mine, but my mates one. But I've crashed every single moped I ever put my hands on.
Yeah, and it was no different.
Mentioned this.
It was no different on this
one. So we
holiday.
all got mopeds. Akil never knew how to drive a moped, so I basically took it into like this little car park, and I taught Akil how to drive a moped in like 5 minutes flat. So he had his moped. And the good thing in Phuket is it's like we were staying next to the sea, the oceans, and what we did is we'd wake up really early, we'd do what we need to do, have dinner, but we'd all go on our mopeds and we'd just tour the city, go along the coast, and the wind's in your hair and you're in shorts. It was amazing. Like, being on mopeds with 10 other people is crazy. Do you know what I mean? All of us were on mopeds, we're going up and down. It was sick. Amz didn't do it. He was on the back of someone's house holding their hands like that. All of us, imagine like a good 14 of us on moped. Some people were sharing because they didn't know how to drive. So
I was just there behind them.
Yeah, but it was really good fun because you're just there and you're just chilled back, relaxed. Imagine this moment, you're stress free and just going down the beach, just going up and down was amazing. Fine. And me, so I'm just going to cut to the story a bit. So me, I'm not reckless, but I'm risk averse. I don't know if that's the right terminology what I'm saying. Basically, I take risks when I shouldn't, and I get, I don't know what the brave. So there was one sick motorbike, a Kawasaki one, which Afzal had, and that was the most expensive.
It was a
one.
Yamaha.
Oh, Yamaha.
It was a Yamaha.
Really good, really yellow,
really nice.
It's on my Instagram. I still have my Instagram anyway. I took it off. So we had this, and Phuket, the outskirts are really nice. It's open roads, and then as soon as you get to Phuket main part, it's really busy. So obviously we're even in and out, and it's super fun.
Hold on. Just for the record, we forgot one thing to add.
What?
Whichever vehicle you touch, you do something. So in Malaysia, remember, I let you drive.
Yeah.
And you reversed into a ditch.
Yeah.
You reversed straight into a ditch. And he had it for 5 minutes. And in Thailand, I refused to get on his moped.
Yeah. My moped was sick.
You just see him just wobbling around. Just wobbling around. And at speed as well. I'm just like, that guy. I'm going to have to call his mum. Yeah. I was ready to snitch on this guy.
So listen, yeah. So So in Thailand, yeah, I'm on this moped, the sick one, yeah, and the way is, I'll be like a mile ahead than the rest. Everyone's coming, chilling, and obviously we took a time, we were talking and driving, and I'm going in and out, and then obviously this one was one of the best mopeds, so it was super fast. I must have lost control a bit, and I went smack into the back of another car, and once again there was like a mafia in it. It was a mafia. It was this, like, he was from Russia with his wife, and he just jumped out of the car. No. But what I did, yeah, I don't even know if I'm allowed to say it. I hit the car. And then
we paid for it, police were involved, yeah. So he doesn't need to be sent back.
So I hit the car, then I was like, crap, I hit the car, let me go back. So
his conscience kicked in, that's what it is.
And I came back and he was there and he's like, what have you done, whatever. Long story short, the police got involved. At one point,
no. So
he wanted money, basically.
No. So what happened was, so we're at the back, and from a distance we could see this guy wobbling at speed. And I remember thinking he's gonna hit that guy, and he just hits him, and he goes off. And so eventually we crash, and this guy, he ends up lying to the whole gang as well. He's like, I didn't touch him. I didn't do anything. He hit me. What's he talking about? He doesn't know what he's talking about. And like 5 minutes later, we see. Hold on, Abdul's later on becoming. He's like, I'm willing to pay though. Why would you be willing to pay?
So basically, they were making it seem bad. It wasn't. I scratched the car. There was a bit of yellow in the car, so he hired the car. So he said, if he takes it back, he's gonna lose his deposit, which was £100. And then it wasn't even that mad to crash. We've had the worst. It wasn't. It was basically a scratch.
It was a scratch.
In these places, like, I went into him and he came into me. That type of thing. And then
you're still saying he came into you. Yeah. You're wobbling.
Yeah. So it's my fault and his fault. We're all to blame. So I went and then I came back. So then he's like, yo, £100. I didn't want to pay him £100 because basically you can just clean it and you'll be fine. Then he's like, yo, you have to give me £100. And then the police went by, and obviously there's a massive scene. And you have to bear in mind, in these countries, there's 14 of us young guys, and this guy and his wife, and it's just causing a scene. And obviously I'm in the bang in middle of it, but at the same time I'm a bit shook because in Thailand it's a different ball game. It's completely different. Then the feds, or what am I saying, the policeman got involved, and he's like, yo, well, go on, whatever, we're gonna have to. He's like, you either pay the guy now or we go to the police station and sort it. But obviously you learn from your mistakes, and I thought, you know what, I'm not gonna go to police station, let me just sort it. So I sorted it. When I sorted it, I don't have any money in my account, so I asked everyone to donate £10.
We had to pay for this guy's wobbling accident.
So basically, we all pay. So we hired the scooters or the mopeds, and we all split the cost. And then, even though it was my accident, my fault, I made everyone else pay for it as well. And then, yeah. So obviously, police got involved, whatever. We sorted it. Everyone was happy. We all left. And then my mate Afzal, he was laughing at me because I crashed into a car. The day after, he crashed into a wall.
But that was even worse. So I remember.
So he's laughing at me.
No, what happened?
Yeah, and everyone's annoyed at me. So it's cool. Things happen on holiday. Now I felt a bit low. I'm not gonna lie, because I just crashed. I took money off people. It's £100, but at the time it's a bit crap. And then Afzal was laughing at me, yeah. And then
he was coming out the car park.
So he was coming out the car park, and we were so we had like this Airbnb flat, yeah. Oh no, we didn't have. It was our mate's Airbnb flat, which I had. So you come out the car park, it's uphill, and then you turn right. So he went straight up there, he went straight into the wall,
and we were just looking at it. We just see him,
and all he hears like flash. All he hears bang. He goes, "Oh crap, really not." He swore it, and then we just all look back and we just see him.
No, we were watching because we were waiting for him.
Some people on the top, yeah, we saw him.
So I was just I remember I was looking back because we were all waiting, I think, for some of the guys to come out, and we just see him just speed and go straight into the wall, and we're like, oh, that's our second bike that we've just.
So we knew, already we're down £100. We had to pay some Mafia, and then we knew when we were going to get the bikes, we we're going to get charged because the whole panel needs to get replaced. That bike got scratched, this, that, whatever.
But Abdul was he behaved after that. You'd see him drive his moped now with a straight back.
But the last night, when we were giving it back, I thought, do you know what? It's the last time I'm going to be in this country. The last time I get a moped, and I just enjoyed it thoroughly. But obviously you get sensible.
Sticking to the mopeds, remember the argument we had with a mate of ours where, so what happened was we were going to go to Phi Islands, and he wasn't really interested in that. He just wanted to chill back. Yeah. But we were obviously in the sort of, we stick together. And just one moment, one morning, we just woke up. And our moped's gone and our mate's gone with his bag, and we're just like, but that's our moped that we paid for as well.
The problem is, we were sharing mopeds, right? And we had enough for all of us to like get by, and that goes into our story. So us, we were fools, and I'm gonna be honest, we were fools because we didn't book an extra night because we misplanned PP because we couldn't find any accommodation PP for the flight we were booked.
Yeah.
So we were basically homeless. That night we were homeless, or the night we were supposed to be in PP Islands, because we caught the plane the day after, meant we had nowhere to live. So
and Airbnb don't allow bookings after midnight.
Yeah, and we couldn't stay in the same flat because they rented out to someone else. So the plan was the next morning we were gonna go find somewhere. But this guy, he did his own thing. I don't know why. We woke up and we find a ped missing, his luggage missing, the guy missing. He went and did his own thing and ended up doing whatever. And then we were homeless. And then at the time, it was our circle of friends, and then it was my other mates, but they kind of did the elective and we felt bad. But it got to a point where we ended up homeless and camping at their place. So it was 14.
So literally we rocked up
saying, oh, we have nowhere to live.
So we literally took all of our bags into a little tuk-tuk, went all the way up to our friends'
Airbnb. They had a flat.
Their flat was packed though. There was only 2 beds. There was also 5 of them or whatever, and there was like 8 of us.
There was no way 14 man could sleep.
No way. And I remember we got there, and the concierge comes out, and he's like, "May I help you with your bag?" And we're like, "No, we're not coming in. Don't worry. You don't need to help us." Yeah. And as soon as he disappears, we go up.
So we stayed there that night. It was really good because it was 14 of us. You name it, kitchen.
What do you mean? It was good. So he managed to get a bed. He managed to displace one of the other guys.
The person. So
I slept on a fairy carpet with no blanket.
Mate, we had people sleeping in the kitchen. We had a guy that was vomiting all over the bathroom. We had guys on the sofas, on the table, on the floor. Obviously, I like to sleep in comfort. So whoever's room it was, I kicked him out, and me and Akil or Avzo, we ended up having our own room. We did this a lot, so I apologise. And we were there for one night, but as you imagine, just 14 guys were just chilling, cracking jokes. And then the next day we went to PP Islands. PP Islands was amazing. I just remembered, in Thailand, the one thing I didn't like in Thailand was the whole animal charade, the animal circus. So when you go to Thailand, you want to see the lions, the tigers, the elephants, and you want to feed them. So we got to see that, but we went to one place. It's like a theme park. I don't know what it was, a theme park or whatever. But they had like animals and like kind of performing and monkeys, which we didn't know about. And out there, it's just basically they're like in shackles and the dusk. And I think it got to a point we just walked away.
Yeah,
like I think 2 minutes in, we're like, we don't approve it. We don't like the. I don't know. It's probably not the animal cruelty. We left. So I don't know what
you go there with the impression that they're very well looked after, and when you get there, they're shackled, they're drugged up. You've got a tiger that looks like it's had 50 grams of cocaine.
Proper
it's so horrible. I feel so guilty that we actually paid money to enter,
watch it.
But we did walk out because you couldn't tolerate seeing
I think
that
we all,
much.
at that moment, like you hear about it, but we experienced it and then we saw it, and till today, I don't know, man. You can just see misery on the monkey's face and the animals, and it just hit all of us, and we just walked out. I think
don't ever go to things like that. It's not
worth it. If you're in Thailand,
it.
definitely,
just avoid that.
There's sanctuaries where they look after animals, they rear them, they look after them. Don't go to the place. This place wasn't an animal one. It just happened to be there. We saw, oh cool, let's check it out. It was to do with like zip wires and stuff like that, which we did. But the animal part, we saw it and we just had to walk out. So if you're in Thailand, make sure you go to the right places where they look after the animals. Otherwise, it's not fair. So back to PP Islands. There's 2 ways of saying it. So some people say Fifi, and some people say PP. Apparently, it's PP.
Yeah, we're walking around saying Fifi.
So Fifi Island. PP Island is beautiful. There's no way to describe it. It's better than the pictures. We had a really nice hotel or a really nice hut. We got to see the ocean. We did island hopping. We went to the beaches. Had food.
James Bond Island,
and Monkey Beach and stuff like that. It was really good. We enjoyed PP Islands a lot. And it was a nice way to end the trip because you're just super relaxed. You're on the beaches, and and you're there with some of your closest mates, and it's like, yep, medical school's coming to an end. You kind of reminisce and you go through a journey. And I think after that we kind of flew back, isn't it? What did we do? After Thailand, we didn't go anywhere, did we?
No, one more thing we missed, man. Every single cab driver.
Oh my day.
There's a reason. So
Thailand,
right? Thailand in general, people say, is it offensive to say?
It's like they say it's the beep hole of the world.
They say it's the devil's butthole, basically.
So basically, you can do anything you want in Thailand. Whatever you imagine, whatever you want, you can do in Thailand, innit?
And whatever cab you got into, whatever restaurant you went to eat at, whatever person you came across market stall, you'd be buying a kebab, a mango, or you'd be getting a cab somewhere, and every guy brought out a leaflet for you and would be like,
"Want to go see honey?" I didn't want to talk
just
about
use your imagination.
Do you want to do this? Do you want to do that? This, that. And these man had like a catalogue of everything you can imagine under the sun. So if that's for you, you're about that life, Thailand is the place to go. But it was just funny, and I think we just kept laughing, and then we just knew. And we're like,
we used to take the mick every time. Abdul's interested. Oh, he's interested. Oh, he's interested.
And then we were like, brother, it ain't for us. But yeah, as a whole, I think we should wrap up because I know we take super long. Our medical school electives was amazing. We did a really good placement. We got to extend the trip, have a really good holiday. We met loads of friends out there. We enjoyed it, and I felt that it was a really good break. And I don't think, unless you take a year out after training, you're not going to get an opportunity to do like this. It cost me a lot of money, which I saved up throughout the whole of medical, basically. But I would highly recommend it. I'd say definitely. I know a lot of people do half the electives in the UK, but spend some time where you get to go abroad. It's an opportunity. It's highly encouraged to go and see the healthcare system there, see how doctors are there, see how medical students are there, but enjoy it. Let your hair down, relax, because when you come back, you're gonna hit F1 running, and you're gonna be thankful that, you know what, I did this and I enjoyed it. So I thoroughly enjoyed it. Highly recommend it. I don't know what else to say really, other than definitely make the most of it.
That's about it. And I think so essentially we've now wrapped up our journey through med school. We've talked about literally everything right to the point of graduation. That's it really. We've finished the first part of the journey, and I think next week we'll start to delve into what it's like being a junior doctor, starting off with being a FY1 in the first few months of what they call is it Black Wednesday?
Black Wednesday.
Black Wednesday. We'll talk all about that next week. Otherwise, again, in the comments below, mention who you want to come in as a guest on our show. They can be a medic, non-medic. It's all about just essentially talking about everything life, and anything. That's about it. Otherwise, anything else to add?
Nope. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you next week.
See you then.